morning, everyone, and welcome to the Feisty Faster, where I deliver everything or all the goodies I can find on anything fasting, fitness, and whatever else I find kind of fun. So today I wanted to talk about working out and a little bit more about your personal progress and your personal 5 key things that should be in your thought process before entering a really good program for exercise. So first of all, what's your motivation, right? And there's 2 main courses of motivation. I need to and I want to. So for me, as somebody who loves working out, if I don't work out for a day, probably not going to be the most exciting person to be around. So I want to. But for somebody who has cardiovascular issues, diabetes, suffering from morbid obesity, you're going to be more on the I need to. I need to do this for my health. I need to do this for my benefit. I need to do this so that I can be around for my family. So think about that motivation. Create a why in your head. What's important to you? Why do you need to do this? And keep reminding yourself of that. If that motivation is really hard because you just don't want to, it's not fun all the time. Exercise can be fun, but it's not meant to be fun. It's meant to be something that makes your body and pushes your body to a new level to be able to breathe and work through cardiovascular processes in your bloodstream and all these other things. So it's not meant to be comfortable. You're going to have to step out of your comfort zone, but that really is on your level. So now the next thing, intensity. So we've got motivation and intensity. So intensity is when you are at a point that you are giving your greatest effort, right? Or you're not giving your greatest effort. It's a waypoint of how much effort you're putting into it. Now, how much effort you're putting into it a lot of times is measured by your ventilation and how you're breathing. So if you go to a fitness class and they're like, how you feeling? They're trying to listen to your breath to see, all right, let's kick it up a notch because they're still talking. They can still breathe. All right, we got to work through it. So you have to measure your own intensity. Now, if you've been sitting on a couch for 3 years, go take a walk. That's a beautiful first step. Now, anybody who has been in a sedentary lifestyle, as somebody who's just chilling all the time, 20 minutes of physical activity is just sufficient enough to at least start getting your body into a cardiovascular motion. So it's all about you, though. So for me, my ventilation is quite high. So I can talk doing things like jump training, HIIT training, doing this tire. 9 times out of 10, if you talk to me, I can talk because of the next thing, breath. So for intensity, though, you have to really gauge where you are and be honest with yourself. And if you can't be honest with yourself about what levels you can push yourself to, then try and figure out a balance, Okay, so yesterday I did a lot of walking and I feel really good today. So maybe today I'll try and run for a minute or run for 30 seconds. Push yourself a little bit more every single day and create little goals for yourself. Okay, I want to be able to do 100 push-ups. Okay, so what do? I get on the floor and I start pushing up, and I do as many as I can and then I move on to the next thing. So one really cool story that I can tell you that helps with intensity is I read this book about mindful toughness, I believe it's called. I'll put the link at the bottom. And it talks about there's an incident where a man is training for the Navy. And he is told, okay, do as many pull-ups as you can do. Gets up there, does, 6 pull-ups or whatever. And he gets back down and he's like, that's all I got. Do as many as you can again. I already did this. I don't want to do this again. Nope, you got to do it again. Once again, got a couple more. All right, got back down. Do it again until you get to 100. So this man, and in his mind, I can't fucking do 100. What are you talking about? His mind, though, he can't. His mental wasn't connected with his intensity capabilities. So if you can, you don't know unless you try. So even if you're not at the level that you think you are, try 1 or 2 reps and then go to a modified. Push yourself a little bit harder each day to get to the intensity that you want, because that's the only way you're going to grow. Okay, so we got motivation and intensity. So the next thing is breath. You need to breathe properly. It's very hard. I'm asthmatic, so sometimes it's a lot harder than others, especially when it's cold or allergy season, because I get bad allergies. So breathing, though, is so crucial because not only is it delivering oxygen to your body and fueling the blood and the process that's going on when you're exercising, it's literally like a second wind. So cleansing breath is something that you take a nice big grasp in through the nose and out through the mouth. Very exophorous. Another Jericho word today. Hello, exophorous. I don't know what that is, but exophorous. So you taking those cleansing breaths, you'll be amazed what the next level of intensity is that you have, because 9 times out of 10, you're tired because you're not breathing. You're slow it down. And instead of focusing so much on what you're doing, focus on what you're breathing. Focus on, okay, I've got the mental connection that I'm walking or I'm running, right? I know my body's already doing it. So all I need to do now is think in, out. And it disconnects you from a lot of things and helps you revitalize. Okay, cleansing breaths are incredibly important, and breathing properly through your workouts is incredibly important. Now, I've got motivation, intensity, and breath, right? So number 4 is form. If you don't know what you're doing, ask for help. Find a video, look in the mirror, make sure you're not hurting your joints, your body, anything. Because when it comes down to it, you can't keep going on a journey if you injure yourself. So really focus on form, okay? Get your butt down. Listen to the cues. If you're listening and watching a video and they say tuck your hips under, pull, focus in your brain that body part and listen very intently and make that mind-body connection with yourself. It's incredibly exhilarating once you get used to it, because then you're taking those cues and you're like, okay, I need to stand up straighter. I need to pull my shoulders back, relax my jaw, breathe into it. So having those cues and correcting your form not only protects your joints and body from injury, but it also will build your muscle and accelerate your weight loss journey and your muscle tone and your muscle gain journey a lot harder. Hey, could you stop it? Archie! He's a talker, so hopefully he can hear me. Archer! Stop! Thank you. So matching that form with what you're doing is incredibly important. It's one of the most important things you can do for yourself. The dogs are playing. So I've got motivation, I've got intensity, I've got breath, and I've got form. So the 5th one, stick to it. Keep going. It's gonna be uncomfortable, okay? When you're building muscle, it's uncomfortable. Now, I'm not saying strain your muscles. There's a difference in pain and discomfort, okay? If your muscles are uncomfortable, you can still go walking down the street and you're just kind of trotting a little slow. Stretch. Take a bath. Try and do some yoga and try and really bring and revitalize yourself with some movement. And movement, what is it called? Movement. Brain fart. Anyhow, try and really stretch and bring your vitalization back to your life, because overall, you don't want to be in a point where you're stagnant. There's people out there who waste their time, hours at the gym, or even an hour at the gym, and they're not pushing themselves. 1, they're not using their form. 1, they don't want to be there, so they're totally in the wrong mindset. And then they're not breathing, so then they're tired and pooped anyways. And then on top of that, they just don't keep going, The first 2 weeks are the hardest. You're going to be uncomfortable. It's part of it. And every step you move forward, because there's different stages of your athleticism. And each stage, you're going to have to go through a threshold. Everything's going to be uncomfortable. It's not comfortable being fat either. It's not comfortable, walking around with your joints uncomfortable. It's not comfortable, trying on clothes and feeling some type of way about yourself. So stepping outside of your comfort zone and keep going and sticking to it and having that sense of dedication is crucial. So have the motivation, keep your intensity up, keep pushing yourself, breathe, use proper form. And if you don't know proper form, ask for help, look in the mirror, and correct yourself. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to have to fix yourself. Trust me, I fuck up my form still, and this thing, sometimes I'll go to do squats with it, or I'll go to lift it, and I'll round my back. I watch videos of myself, and I'm like, oh, what the hell are you doing? That is not good for your back, Jerica. So, holding yourself accountable for form. And then finally, keep fucking going. It isn't going to happen overnight. It isn't going to happen in a month. It may not even happen in a year for you to be at your goals. But the fact is you have to keep going. Even if you take a couple steps back, just move forward again. Like they say, life is like a cha-cha. You got to move forward and back to dance of life. Keep going. Because working out is not easy. Working out is uncomfortable. And they don't call it working out because it is comfortable. They call it playing. For me, it is like playing because I love working out. But two different sets of motivation. What's your motivation? Tell me your motivation in the comments. Like and subscribe my page, and thank you for watching. And I'll be back on Friday to talk about some fierce fasting techniques that I've got in my pocket.